You may see a teen struggling to find his way. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we see a teen gaining the confidence and skills to land his first job. Kids today need people to see their potential and help them achieve it. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we do whatever it takes to help kids succeed. Because when we see young people, we see limitless possibilities. Do you? Join us, Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I am so excited that you have decided to stay up late with me tonight and get the latest on your forecast. I hope everyone has enjoyed their Wednesday. My evening's been a little bit stressful. I've been watching my NFL teams, the Bills. Don't say that to Matt and Gabe, they're Chiefs fans. But they are losing right now to the Patriots, so I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Last thing I saw, we have 7 minutes left in the game. We're down by 3. Out of sight, out of mind. What's more important is the weather and give you all the very latest. So let's focus on some good, positive news for everything that we've been waiting for this weekend. It's been those rain chances. The only bad thing is it keeps making us wait. We still have a while until we see those rain chances. At the start of this weekend, we saw some afternoon showers. Then we saw some early evening showers, maybe even late evening showers. Now we're really waiting until those AM time periods. So for any of those that wanted dry conditions for the last few hours of your weekend, you got them. Great news. For any of those that wanted maybe some rain to fall asleep to, might have to wait a little bit longer, and you'll wait and see that later on overnight. But we will have a soggy Monday ahead. The rain making us wait doesn't mean it's disappearing. It's not disappearing from North Mississippi and we're not experiencing it. We will still have a soggy Monday. It's just getting started a little bit later than what those models were projecting. And you're gonna need that umbrella handy because not only will you have a soggy Monday, but you'll also have a soggy Tuesday as well. So keep that umbrella handy, keep that rain jacket, rain boots, all that attire that you need to walk out of the door Monday. Pretty much have that ready to go for your Tuesday as well. It's going to be a wet first start of the work week here in North Mississippi. But let's take a live look out here. This is in Kosciuszko, 77 degrees. Feels like 79. There's that easterly wind. Nope, we're not turning off yet. 8-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the east. That is what we have seen all weekend long, that easterly wind component. So that will start bringing in some more moisture, and we are going to see some rain chances increase as we continue into the overnight hours. Taking a live look out here in Greenwood, we can see that moisture and cloud cover off in the distance. 75 degrees, feels like 75. Same wind component out there, pretty much 6 miles per hour coming out of the east, almost southeast as well. And then Crenshaw, pretty much almost the same thing all across North Mississippi. 75 degrees, feels like 77, still kind of clear skies up here, some clouds down there, a little bit mix of best of both worlds, but beautiful conditions all across North Mississippi for any late night plans y'all have before the work week starts. But we still have a chance for some showers. We've had some down in Macon and in the southern portion of our viewing area as we approach 11 o'clock. But still, those showers are going to kind of try to enter North Mississippi, pretty much dry out, dissipate out as we continue into the early AM hours. It's not until like your 4, 5, 6 a.m. where we really start seeing those try to ramp up. And we're going to see those kind of spread out throughout the entire day. All of North Mississippi will get to see a chance of some rainfall as we continue into the day. We're going to start off pretty much in the low 70s as we get ready for our Monday morning. But those rain chances, not only is that Monday and Tuesday, we're going to see that into the rest of the work week, or pretty much just Monday and Tuesday. But taking a live look out here with your Mississippi Live Weather Radar, there's a few of those showers. Let's just zoom in case you can't see them because they are so hard to spot right now, kind of mixing in with that clutter. You got a few. They're starting to finally pop up. Not really meaningful by any means. Let's put on for the last hour just to see them kind of moving in. Very, very tiny showers, not providing a lot of rainfall, but showing that we could get a few sprinkles as we're wrapping up our not Monday evening, it's still the weekend, Sunday evening, and getting ready for our Monday morning. So it is eventually on its way, but for North Mississippi as a whole, you can see we are still saying dry, but won't have to wait too long to get that rainfall. And we can see this for the forecasted rainfall for the next 3 days. Wanted to show you all this graphic just because it updated again, showing we could get more than an inch out in Holly Springs, forecasted an inch 25. You can see an inch out there in Tunica, but still a lot of green on this map. Best case scenario, this is what we like to see here in North Mississippi, especially because it is still our dry season. We do not take rainfall by any means granted here in North Mississippi. But let's track out this rainfall and where it is. It is still south of us, kind of crossing the Gulf Coast into Louisiana and Mississippi. pretty much affecting everyone south of us, really. We are the only ones staying dry as of now. Those rain showers still trying to push into our area, pretty much dissipating as we continue into the early morning hours before we reach that 4, 5, 6 in the morning, before we really start seeing those rain chances really start to kind of populate all across North Mississippi, giving us those chances as we continue into the morning. And we're going to continue seeing those as well once we get closer towards lunchtime. We're going to see clearer conditions, not as heavy as it was in the morning, before another batch of moisture moves on into the afternoon, but this time in a different area. I'll talk about that later on in the broadcast. But the next 24 pretty much just shows exactly that. They're low percentages, not because all of North Mississippi is experiencing this all at once. Maybe you're experiencing it in the morning, not experiencing it in the afternoon. And for those that didn't get it in the morning, you might be getting those in the afternoon. So that's basically what we're trying to show here right now. Pretty much starting off the day in the low 70s, pretty much upper 60s, 30% chance of rainfall, where that rainfall is pretty heavy starting off in the morning. It's going to kind of continue pushing across North Mississippi, fading on out just a little bit by lunchtime. And then we're going to see another batch kind of track along the eastern part of our viewing area towards the afternoon and evening hours as well. But I keep mentioning on the timing on where you can expect these rain showers and how all of North Mississippi should get a chance to see that. I'm going to give you an in-depth look on the timing on what to expect for your Monday morning into your afternoon and what to expect for your Tuesday, all coming up in 1 minute.
Tupelo Smiles is a top-notch group. They're very compassionate about what they do. They've given me the smile that I've always wanted. I've been a patient for 15 years and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I just love Tupelo Smiles.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I was keeping my fingers crossed almost all evening long, hoping to use these cameras to show some rainfall here in North Mississippi. Unfortunately, those rain chances got pushed back a little bit, so we can enjoy the last few minutes of some clear outdoor conditions for any late night plans as we wrap up our weekend. This is out in Tupelo right now, 75 degrees, feels like 77. And there we go, there's still some double-digit wind components pretty much coming out of the southeast. So a little bit breezy out there, but pretty much beautiful, calm conditions before we see those soggy conditions move in later overnight and into our Monday morning. Same thing out here in Smithville, 75 degrees, feels like 77, and even that same southwest wind component around 10 miles per hour blowing on into Smithville. Day planner looking still pretty dry as compared to what it was earlier. We are still seeing those dry conditions starting off around 11 o'clock, 73 degrees, still sticking around the low 70s in the early AM hours. But once we get towards that 4, 5, 6 a.m., we start really seeing those rain chances start to increase and move into North Mississippi. We have a 20% chance for that 5 a.m. time frame. So let's track that out with Futurecast. We can see these dry conditions still currently ongoing here in North Mississippi. This is right now live at 10 o'clock. And you can see that there is not much going on besides those few showers down in Macon and just south of Louisville. They're going to continue trying to push in, but notice they don't really get that far. They kind of keep drying out, dissipating as we continue into the early night hours. By 2 a.m., we're still not really seeing many meaningful rainfall chances. There are still a few pockets of showers trying to make its way to the surface. It's once we get towards that 4, 5, 6 that I keep mentioning where we really see those chances start to blow up just a little bit more. Blow up's a wrong word. There's no, by any means, anything excessive with this. Just downpours occurring across North Mississippi, and that's around 6 in the morning, so could be a soggy start to the work week once we get ready. But low temperatures are definitely more elevated than what they have been earlier this weekend. We saw upper 50s once we started off this weekend. We are now almost 10 degrees increase from that, seeing upper 60s, low 70s. That just shows more moisture in our atmosphere, feeling a little bit more muggy out there. Thankfully, not that summertime mugginess, but you'll see in the heat indices later on, we kind of get flashbacks to that, but that'll be coming up in just a second. But look at the school day forecast. Still going to be a rainy school day for your Monday. You're probably going to see a repeat of this into your Tuesday as well, starting off with those rain conditions and pretty much finishing with them as well. Starting off low 70s, working your way up towards the low 80s, but that's about to be where we're going to stay. We're not really seeing mid to upper 80s as we go throughout our day for our Monday tomorrow. So let's go back to Futurecast to track out these showers. Still a lot more going on by the time we're waking up in the morning. We're going to sleep with it dry, waking up with more soggy conditions. That's going to continue into your morning hours as well, into the mid-morning and even probably early lunchtime hours. But notice, I feel like I'm blocking stuff over here. Pretty much almost drier conditions by the time we reach lunchtime, not as heavy of rain that we saw earlier on. So it'll dry up just a little bit by the time we reach lunchtime, but then we get a second batch trying to make its way in, this time on the eastern side of our viewing area, pretty much just east of Highway 45. That's going to continue, and then we get another patch out here in the western portion of our viewing area. Some heavy showers, maybe some thunderstorms, could hear some rumbles of thunder. Still not forecasting anything severe tomorrow. Could have your lone thunderstorms, but nothing too crazy, just definitely some heavy downpours, which we are very excited to receive here in North Mississippi. But here's our high temperatures, still pretty low compared to what they were earlier this weekend, pretty much low 80s across most of our viewing area. And I mentioned that PTSD with that mugginess. Take a look at our heat indices. Most of us are seeing upper 70s, low 80s, feeling beautiful. Belzona, Greenville, 91. So the give or take with these forecasts, more moisture in the atmosphere means a little bit more muggy, but those rain chances will help cool you off just a little bit, especially once you get into the evening hours. And we can see this with our Futurecast as well. Some of those showers a little bit heavier, moving on through Greenville and Chula and towards Greenville. They're going to continue doing that into the evening as well. We're just kind of seeing continuous rainfall across North Mississippi. Definitely not complaining about it with how dry we've been. That continues into your evening as well. And then Tuesday morning, we are still seeing some soggy conditions by the time we wake up to get ready for our Tuesday morning classes, work, whatever we have going on. Could still be a soggy start. But there's that cold front moving on through into Tuesday. We're going to see another, I'd say, batch, but also kind of line of showers making their way through North Mississippi. We're not expecting anything severe at this moment with this cold front. It's a very weak cold front in the grand scheme of things to what they could produce, but it is giving that lift for some afternoon thunderstorms, showers to pop up and give us some much needed rain across North Mississippi. That's going to continue moving on through your afternoon and into the evening time frame. So by the 5 o'clock broadcast, looks like Matt and Gabe will have a lot to talk about and definitely a few showers and thunderstorms to show on their cameras. And they're going to continue moving on into the evening before we dry out. And this is what we are used to seeing here on Futurecast. We will again return to those, we will again return towards those dry conditions here in North Mississippi. There's that northerly wind. We get to be so used to it, causing all that dry air to come in, but also cooler air. So it will be well worth it by the time we make it there. So high temperatures for your Tuesday, still kind of low 80s on the most northern part. Once that cold front gets to you faster, then we're seeing pretty much mid 80s, upper 80s by the time we reach those afternoon hours. So that's still where the cold front hasn't quite made it yet. So kind of both sides. You have your low 80s at the top, upper 80s by the bottom. So definitely could be a little bit more muggy and warm by the time we make it to Tuesday, but that fall-like weather will make its return by the time we wrap up our work week and get started into the weekend. Future heat indices still showing you the same thing. We're pretty much going to stick around those actual temperatures, not really going to change as much. You can still see some of those low 90s popping up in Greenwood, Belzona, and Greenville. Will be a little bit muggier as we continue into the work week, but it will get better once we wrap it up. And we can see this on the 7-day forecast, that rainy start to our work week, 40% for your Monday, 50% for your Tuesday. We're seeing those low to mid 80s. Then we're drying up Wednesday, still holding a chance there for some well, not pre-front, but some of that front still moving on through, giving us some rain showers for our Wednesday. But then we are seeing a drier forecast for your Thursday and Friday. But look at your Saturday and Sunday. Sunny skies, clear skies, 80 degrees as your high and upper 50s back in the forecast. So there's that fall-like weather that we would love to see here in North Mississippi. Have not really been able to experience it more than a day or two at a time. So hopefully once we push on through another work week, we can enjoy those together here. But I appreciate being here for another weekend and giving all the latest updates. Here are the QR codes for both the iOS and Android app. We appreciate all the support you've given us. And I just am very thankful to continue getting up in front of the camera and giving all the very latest. I enjoy doing it so much. But our broadcast schedule will return back to the work week schedule. So that means meteorologist Maggie McCauley will give you everything you need to know as you get up and start with your Monday morning at 6:30, 7, and 7:30. I have a feeling she will be talking about a lot of rain showers occurring in the morning. And then Matt and Gabe will be covering your evenings at 5, 6, and 10. And they're the lucky ones. They're going to be able to use all the cameras with showers and maybe some thunder and lightning to show off. So I know they will be enjoying giving you the very latest. But I'm going to go catch the last bit of my game. I hope everyone has enjoyed their Sunday evening. I know I have. It has been great giving the very latest updates. And y'all enjoyed the work week ahead, and I'll see y'all next weekend.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.